Okay, so we're gonna do another training video on how to clean the laser. Forgive my amateur videography. It's like the first time I've done this. Well, technically the second. Anyways, you still get the training. So we're gonna do a cleaning on the Fusion Pro laser. So this is gonna include like cleaning the lens, cleaning the mirrors, and then maybe just some general wipe down stuff. So you're gonna need a couple things. You want this, we might change it up depending on how things go, but really what you need is this guy, the 5/64. And then you'll need a 3/32. If that'll focus. So it's just one of those like little Allen wrench boys. So super easy. It'll work. Those are the only tools that you'll need. You also want some of like the lens cleaning stuff. Like this. This is just like the eye drop looking stuff. It's a multi-coated filter and lens cleaner. So, and then some Q-tips. So, all right, I'm gonna take over. This is gonna look weird, but we'll get it. So, first thing that we're gonna run into is that guy is in the back left corner. That's gonna be really annoying to clean. So I'll just come into here. You probably already know how to do this if you've been operating the laser, but I'll just grab the jog controls and I'll just bring it over to here. Obviously you don't want to run into stuff. Not that that's gonna cause any problems, but I like to just bring it as far forward as I can. That way I can get easy access. And then, as you also most likely will know, this guy will come down. It just has like some magnets. So obviously it won't run if you've got those open, but for cleaning, it doesn't really matter. Don't forget to turn off the jog controls. That'll, you don't want to be messing with that while you're down here. You could hurt yourself. I mean, not terribly, but still. Okay. I'll try and get you some good angles of what I'm doing. It'll be kind of hard to get everything in here, but I will do my best. All right, I'm gonna put you down here. Get you up here. Nah, we'll put you up here. Okay, so from here, the first thing that you'll do is you'll grab this little nub right here. Really, it's a bolt, so you'll twist it out, not tighten it. Just loose. You don't want it to come out. It doesn't need to. So you see that'll open up. Obviously, this guy and this guy will pinch it in. I like to grab that and push it up as far as I can and twist it. If you get good at this, it'll just stay up during the whole process, but if not, you'll just have to keep adjusting it. So, and forgive me, I am doing this around a camera. I can't actually get right at it, so it's not going to be the most effective looking. So next thing is loosen this guy. You can loosen him all the way. I typically don't. There's really no need. So you pull this guy out, and this is your lens. Sorry, mirror. So you can see yourself in it. I recently just cleaned it, so I'm not gonna get too crazy with it in this tutorial, but I will show you generally what I like to do. So I am opening up one of these bottles, one-handed, because I'm a numbskull. So I like to put just actually a lot of liquid on here. It kind of helps to put more liquid than you think you need, because it will pick up particles and things on the mirror and the lens, and then you can just dump it off. So this will help avoid scratching things that are unnecessary. I guess, yeah, unnecessary risk. So I just kind of let it bubble up, pull over, get as much as I can, and then I will actually take it over. Not that you need to see this, but oh, the trash can fell. But I'll just dump it in the trash. Honestly, doesn't matter all that much. And then I like to take this guy and this, just a Q-tip. Make sure you guys are stable. And then I just go in like little circles. You'll probably see that over the time there are scratches. It is inevitable to get scratches on these, but we do really want to try and avoid that, because if you scratch it too much, we'll end up having to replace it. And that's no bueno, not good. So I like to switch through Q-tips as much as possible. These are cheap, these are not. So when in doubt, switch out the Q-tip. So you just kind of want to scrub it lightly, go in circle motions. You do obviously want to try and get as much off as you can, but this is some sort of alcohol, so it will evaporate off. But just go through, kind of scrub it off, make sure there's nothing residual or like hard water on there. So you'll kind of see that it is almost there. There's like a few splotches right here that I'm trying to get off. I'm gonna switch Q-tips. So even there, like I just used 3 Q-tips. So like I said, Q-tips are cheap, lenses are not. So make sure that you are taking care of the machine, because the machine will take care of you. So anyways, so you'll be able to like see yourself in stuff. You want to check that out. So you can set this aside. I'm going to put it back in. You've seen some of my other training videos. I set the mirror and lens aside before I clean, so I can do them all at the same time. This time around, I'm going to just put it all together right now. That way there are no pieces missing. You keep track of everything. So obviously that just slides back in there. You tighten that. And then we will move on to the mirror. So you want to take off the air assist hose first. So you just kind of wiggle that back and forth. Obviously you can kind of be a little mean to it. It'll just come off. And then I'll take my 30 seconds. That fits perfectly into this hole. And this one. I'm going to do it over here because you guys are in the way. But it should just loosen. I most often just hand tighten it, and I'm sure most of y'all will as well. This is here just to kind of keep things tight. As you know, the laser head goes back and forth. Vibrations, things will start to wiggle. You want to keep it tight. So, but I hand tighten it, and then I do like just a little finishing with this. You just want to be careful not to munch this plastic with the metal. So anyway, so you loosen that. This guy will slide out pretty easy. And now you just have to take this apart or disassemble it. you'll want to make sure that you rotate this guy all the way back up. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get the play with everything else that you need. So I take this off. It is not necessary, but I'll take that off just because oftentimes I will do a little bit of cleaning of like the plastic parts as well as the mirror and lens, just general things. So this guy comes off. You probably just watched me do that and I didn't say anything about it, but we'll go back and do that really well. Yeah, you saw it. So that's just hand tightened. That does not need to be tight. As you pull this out, be careful. You can see that spring in there. I've lost this spring the hard way. So this is still the same spring that came with the machine, but it takes forever to find that guy if you lose it. So just make sure that he stays in there and you don't lose it. Then this guy just twists out. There's a little threading. Easy peasy. So I've just set everything aside, and now you can see into the mirror cavity or capsule or container, whatever you want to call it. So this will be the same as the lens. I am going to pour a little bit more than I think I need to clean this, and we might actually be out. Oh, no, we still got some. So yeah, I like to put more than I need to get rid of those particles, to avoid the risk of scratching or lower the risk of scratching. So there it is. So we most likely will have some more bottles around like this. So if you run out, just go grab another one. Talk to somebody. There will be a Kanban card for it, I'm sure. So yeah, I just kind of like to swirl that around. Obviously, there's nothing abrasive going on in this right now, so you won't scratch anything. It's liquid. So I'm not going to bring you guys with me this time. I'm just going to go over there myself. So, and as you can see, like there's not a lot left. And then we'll go through, and I'm debating on whether or not to show you guys this part, because this is, you do want to be careful, right? You have to reach all the way back in there. And just circle motions again. Just be very careful, because this is the part where you probably will see the most particles or things inside. And so those will just kind of move away. You just want to be careful. Depending on whether you started on the Fusion or the Helix or the Mini, you will notice that if you've started on the Helix and you're switching over to this lens seems a lot more sturdy, well made. So you won't have to worry as much about scratching it as you will the Helix. But that's neither here nor there. It's a little bit of extra tidbit information. So yeah, just go through, make sure that you get everything. The crazy thing about these lenses and mirrors is a scratch, a smudge will decrease your power output by 10%. And so, especially if you're noticing that the machine is struggling to do what it normally would do, it's a pretty good indication that you need to do this and come in here and clean it. So you just get in there. You probably didn't see much of that. I apologize. Like I said, try and avoid scratches whenever you can. But yeah, and you probably also saw I went through a lot of Q-tips. I'm going to say this a million times. Q-tips are cheap. These are not. So go through the Q-tips. I know it seems wasteful, but what's even more wasteful is ruining these lenses. So Take your risk to reward ratio how you will. So I'm just going to go through here, do the same thing that I did on the other side. Obviously, it's so much easier to see it. So just like that. This is kind of a fun side to do, and I mean that kind of sarcastically. Because it's got this guy in here, this little lip, it does not come out as easily with a liquid. It kind of gets up in those edges. And so more often than not, you'll be dragging liquid back onto it. So you just want to make sure that you get those edges as well as you can before you start doing the center, as you saw. Anyways, so yeah, that's about what it's supposed to look like. Looks really clean, looks really good. Obviously, I didn't have to do a ton because I've just cleaned it the other day. So now it's just time to put everything together after actually I wipe everything down. So you'll have this at your workstation just next to you. I'm just gonna grab, yeah, you can't see that, can you, huh? It's just some alcohol and the blue towels that we use. So I would recommend wearing gloves for this next part. I am not, because I am recording and I don't want to go grab that stuff. So yeah, I just wetted the paper towel and I'm just gonna go through. I'm gonna show you guys over here. I'm just gonna go through and wipe stuff down, especially as you do. Oh yeah, look at that. If you can see in there, if it'll focus, yeah, all that stuff on there. There's just gunk in there. This will happen especially when you're doing wood. Yeah, look how gross that is. When you're doing wood, it'll send a lot of fumes into the lens and the stuff around it. So that is really important to keep note of, because you will have to clean this more often depending on what you're using. So yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy, just a general wipe down. It's not like you have to get a hazmat suit and sterilize everything. So you just go in, just kind of loosey-goosey. Obviously, make sure you keep this safe. That is kind of important to have. So, yep, but just same vibe. Wipe everything down, get it all taken care of. And then we're gonna put it back together. So, you may have already been paying attention earlier enough to know that you can do this without watching the rest of it, but if you need to, no worries. So, we're gonna grab this guy. He is going to fit into this guy. Let's see, let's get this moved back to a better spot. So that'll just twist in. You'll notice that the vibrations and movement from the laser head will move this guy. I leave it about this far out, but most often when you get in here to clean it, you will see it twisted way back in there. So I leave it out here. There's no reason not to. So then you'll take this guy with the spring in it and you'll put that back together. You'll want the little air assist attachment. That'll just thread in, yeah. So you just want to make sure that you line everything up with this hole. There's only one hole on this that is threaded. Same with this guy, the outer shell. So you can just go ahead and twist that in without worrying too much that you're doing the wrong thing. So same with this end cap, just put that on there, you're good to go. So that spring that I talked about earlier will help with the auto focusing. This guy will get pushed up, it'll hit this button over here to notify the machine, hey, it's going way too far down. So, and then it'll drop back down. So, anyways, oh yeah, and this guy, you'll want to move him back down because it won't fit back in here. And then like I was saying earlier, I hand tighten it as much as I can. Then I grab this guy, fit that in there, and then I just give him like not even a quarter of the turn.